Welcome back to the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elyachar, the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture and entertainment news website. Now, before we get on to this video, if you're listening to this, please give me 5 stars on my podcast and please subscribe to it. Please and thank you. It's a thrill to welcome this recording artist with me. He is a Spotify verified artist with over 10,700 Facebook fans and 36,000 Instagram followers. And his YouTube videos have been viewed over 1.8 million times. So please help me welcome Benny Freestyles.
What's going on? Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for coming here, Benny.
Of course.
All right. So when did you get interested in music, and how did that passion evolve into the desire of pursuing a career in the recording industry?
So I would say I got involved with music, just like fun stuff. And like early on in high school, it all started out just like freestyle rap in people's cars, fishbowling, smoking out the car, rapping with my friends. Parties, there'd be like circles of people rapping, and it kind of just kept on moving from that. I didn't realize that I'd want to pursue like the career until years and years after that started. I did a whole bunch of traveling, came back, and just kind of started focusing on music more because I knew it was something that I just loved to do, and I always wanted to make sure whatever I do is something that I love. So it's really how it started.
Awesome. Can you describe your stage name, Benny Freestyles, origin story, the origin of your stage name to my audience?
Yeah, so the name is just like I was saying, it's just started out all freestyle rap, just everything off the top of the head, no writing down, no thinking about it too much, just in the moment freestyle rap. And it was just something that I was like really just got better and better at over time. And eventually it was like, I was just like that kid, like, oh, you got to hear Benny rap. And at a party, I would just be rapping for like groups of people. And it just like that kind of amped me up to be like, oh, definitely got something with this. So yeah, the first track that we ever released in like at like a professional level is called the Ready Freestyle. And that was a 4-minute freestyle recorded on an iPhone that we shot a music video to. And so it was like the audio for that is just completely off the top of my head, nothing written down. It's the first video that we ever released. It's still out there right now. It's probably like 8 years old or something like that. And so yeah, Benny Freestyles just comes from the off the top rap, but it also works really good in the sense of like just being free and living that life of like happy, positivity, love, free spirited, all that stuff. So like it goes hand in hand with what my music's about, and it just kind of turned into that. So it works both ways, but it originated from the freestyle rap.
Awesome. So who are your musical influence, and how do they shape your sound?
I got a lot of different influences. I'd say like traveling in general is one of my big influences for music because it kind of just changed my perspective on a lot of things and gave me stuff to write about. I listened to early Mac Miller a ton. I love his last CD too. Kid Cudi's a big one, Wiz Khalifa, and then other groups that aren't in the same genre like Of Monsters and Men. I like Passion Pit. My guy Vacationer, who's a smaller act but is unbelievable music. I've been listening to him for years. He's another influence of mine. So yeah, not just influences from music, but just from life in general too.
Awesome. So what are some of the challenges that you have faced throughout your career, and how did you overcome those obstacles?
I mean, the challenges through the music career for me would just be like, you know, everybody's got to live their like regular life. It can't all be just 100% focused on this stuff all the time, even though I'd like it to be. Like a lot of other things come into play. Everybody's got those, you know, those life moments and things that change and things that happen that you have to adapt to what's going on in the music world and figure that real life stuff out. So I'd say those are my challenges. Overcome all that stuff though, just by, you know, staying true to myself and believing in what's in my heart and all this hard work that I've already put in and the team's already put in. And, you know, we do a lot of cool things. So overcoming them is still like a daily thing though. You know, it's never really ends. There's constantly new battles, and it's always like a back and forth with that.
Awesome. So let's talk about Follow Me Home. So how long did it take you to create the song from inception to release?
Follow Me Home, So the music for that, produced that song, probably took maybe like 2 days. I worked on that beat to get it like where I wanted to. Like a little longer than usual. Usually it can be pretty quick. The mixing process can take longer. And then the writing for that track was really fluid. I wrote that song in probably like 6 hours, and then we spent like another 6 hours just mixing it all down and getting it just right. We were in the studio for like a really long session. I remember for that song specifically, like, maybe like 12 to 15 hours in the studio. Like when the sun was rising, we were finishing up, and we never touched that song again. But yeah, it came together in a day once the beat was made.
Awesome. I just recently listened to your amazing track, Empty Eyes. Great song. And I love the collaboration between you and Mod Sun. It was a wonderful, wonderful track. One of my favorite songs of the year.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. So how did this collaboration come about?
So I worked with Mod Sun. This is actually our third track together. The first one was a baby like 7 or 8 years ago, right when I was starting out. And that was called Monsters. The next one we had was called Fly Away. We shot music videos for both of those too in Rhode Island. So it was pretty much just like enough time had passed since we had shot that last video with Mod. We're like, we got to do another Mod track. So it was just that time again. Like we try to keep it consistent, keep working with him every couple of years, as we keep moving. And so we hit him up. I sent him a few songs, talked back and forth. And yeah, that one just came to life. He went crazy on that. I love his verse on that. And he made the chorus huge by going on top. And yeah, it just came together just because it was time to work with Mod again, pretty much.
I love that chorus. It's so addicting.
Thank you.
And I got an empty ass, da 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 da. I love that. That was incredible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right. So so if my audience sorry about this. If my audience checked on your Spotify channel, you are a vertified artist. So what does it mean to be vertified on Spotify?
On Spotify, it actually comes pretty easy. I don't think you have to go too crazy to even be verified on that platform. On Instagram, however, is something that took us a long time to get. And it's really hard to get verified on Instagram. There's only like a certain amount of people in the whole world that can do it for you, I've been told. So we worked for that one for a while. We were reaching out to so many different people and trying to make that connection. So that's a dope one for us for sure. And it definitely means a lot. Just, no matter what, I really don't need anybody to validate the art that I make, but at the same time, it gives people that, it makes people move towards it quicker. Without that blue check mark, they might not even stop by, but it makes people move towards the music quicker. So it's definitely an important thing, I'd say.
All right. So in addition to Mod Sun, is there anybody else that's on your dream collaborators list? They could be singers, they could be fellow rappers, they're songwriters and producers. And how would they enhance your sound?
I mentioned before that artist Vacationer. I think he's based out of Colorado. I'd love to do a song with him. I've actually talked about doing music with him. He just has such dreamy production. His production is insane. I've always been such a fan of it. So he would just enhance the production like crazy on one of those songs. I'd love to get him on my next album. Some dream collaborations would be artists like Kid Cudi, artists like Wiz. Just like, those are just like some really big names in the industry, but music that I grew up listening to and music that definitely connects with me. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty it. I'd like to work with Russ. I appreciate Russ's grind, and I do enjoy his music a lot. Yeah, those are just some to name a few, but there's a lot of artists in the game that I'd work with if I had the chance, for sure.
Awesome. So we got to wrap this interview up really quickly. So there are 3 more questions. So what are your favorite social media platforms? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and why did they say that?
Instagram is my favorite platform, just because it's just like really simple. You get the picture, you get the caption, it's all right there. You don't have to read into it much. I feel like there's too much like pointless stuff on other ones. I feel like Instagram is more just like simplified and clean cut, and that's why I enjoy it the most. And pictures,
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you had the opportunity to meet with aspiring artists who want to take their career in the recording industry to the next level, maybe get them a little bit more traction with fans and maybe even labels, what advice would you share with
Uh, Up and coming artists, I would just say, stay true to yourself. And I would say make the music that you have the most fun making, because that's going to be the stuff that feels the best to the listener. Where, however, the best you were feeling when you were making it, just make those songs that you want to make. Don't try and put yourself in a box to make, like, to go to industry or to go one way or another. Just make the kind of songs you want to make, is what I would say.
them? Awesome. Now, Benny, besides Spotify, where else can they find your music? And also, besides Instagram, where can they connect with you on social media?
So it's Benny Freestyles on everything. Benny Freestyles on YouTube, Benny Freestyles Facebook. I'm not too active on Twitter right now. Benny Freestyles, it's on every streaming service as far as like Tidal and Amazon and Apple Music, Spotify, all those services. It's on like 97 different streaming platforms or something crazy like that. Yeah, lots of music. I'm going to be working on an album this winter. I drop a new song every Friday. My Spotify has been going off lately. So yeah, we're real excited right now.
And congratulations with all of your success. Now, guys, if you want to listen to more episodes of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast, head over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Spreaker. And Benny, this has been a big year for the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast. We've had a lot of incredible recording artists, such as Anna Graceman, Andrew DeLeon, Blake English, and also alumni from America's Got Talent and Big Brother legends and Survivor legends and challenge contestants. There, guys, you can hear all those conversations on, if you go just type in Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast, JACOBELYACHAR on all those platforms, and you'll enjoy it there. And also, I'm also on social media. Connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Jacob Elyachar, JACOBELYACHAR. Now, to find my review of MTIs and other music reviews as well, head over to jakes-take.com. Once again, jakes-take.com. Benny, you have a bright future ahead of you, my friend, and I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Thank you so much, and congrats with all your success.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much for listening. Until next time, have a great one, everybody.